Hey guys, this is Jam of JamOnline.ph and we got here the latest laptop from Realme, the Realme Book. So as we all know, the Realme Book is the first notebook from the company, and yes, nandito na siya sa Pilipinas and I'm really excited to unpack this one. So, what do we have in here? Well, first we got here an 11th gen processor and we got here thin and light body at 14.9mm thin. That is really thin. We also got here a really premium build dito sa laptop na to. And again, since this one comes with 11th gen processor, we got here the features like Thunderbolt 4. We also got here Wi-Fi 6 and a lot more. So, ano bang inaabangan natin? Time to unbox and time to take a closer look at this notebook, the Realme Book. Wow, okay. We got here the Realme Book and it is really thin. We also got here the 65 watts charger and of course a USB-C to USB-C na cable. And boom, this laptop is beautiful. I love it. It's really premium. And oh my god, this is one of the best Windows laptop that I've seen. And I really love the color of this one. So before we talk about the notebook, give me a few minutes first before we talk about the notebook because we'll have to set it up muna and mamaya pag-usapan natin yung mga features na meron dito sa Realme Book. So I've tested the Realme Book and I was really surprised on how good it was. I mean, this is the first generation of notebook from Realme and yet this one was excellent. Yes, it is excellent. First, let me talk about the design of the Realme Book. So I got quite excited with the Realme Book. I mean, I've been using it for days. And for their first notebook, this one is an excellent notebook. I mean, excellent. This one can compete even on the premium talaga na laptop, even on the expensive ones because of the design and the features that this one has to offer. First, let's talk about yung mga features na gusto ko aesthetically. First, you can see in here, we got here the lid of the notebook. It's very clean. I like the color. It's blue. We also got here the gray color, but the one that we got comes in blue, which is perfect for me. I love the blue color. And when we open this one, ayan, we can see in here the Realme logo. Ayan. It's very minimalistic. Wala masyadong distractions. No gimmicks. Just a pure and premium design on the notebook. Now, looking at inside, we got here the 14-inch display. It's a 3x2 display. It's a 2K IPS display, 100% sRGB, 2160 by 1440. Basically, the numbers are just good for this one. It's premium. It's really nice. There's no touchscreen though, but it's sharp. The colors are nice again, and it's quite bright already for 400 nits. It's not the best display. I mean, it's not the best pagdating sa brightness, but 400 nits will be enough for most people, even if mag-work kayo sa labas. I actually love the display of this one as we got here a 2K resolution. The 14-inch display, it's really nice, and sobrang okay ako sa size niya because of the bezels. The bezels of this one is really thin at 90% screen-to-body ratio. And yes, you can flex the laptop up to this one. It's not 180, maybe it's around 160 degrees, but you can flex it like this. And sobrang okay ako na kaya niya mag-flex ng ganito if I want to show my display to the other side of the table. And having a non-touchscreen display isn't a really bad thing for me. I mean, I've been using Windows for years now. Everyone is using Windows for years now. And a lot of people will agree that having a touchscreen on a Windows laptop isn't that essential. Unlike, of course, yung mga tablet, syempre. This one, okay lang kahit wala kayong touchscreen. So, yung keyboard and the touchpad of this one will be just enough as an input device for your Realme Book. Since we're talking about the keyboard and touchpad, let's talk about the keyboard and touchpad of the Realme Book. So first, as you can see in here, we got here the chiclet style design of the Realme Book. It's clean, it's nice, and I like that the lettering of this one is in the middle of the keys. But the best part is that we got here the 3-level na backlit dito. So whenever you are working, wherever you are, you can work anywhere, anytime with the Realme Book because this one comes with a 3-level backlit LEDs na sa keyboard. What does that mean? Well, basically may ilaw tayo sa ating keys case. So kahit na madilim, hindi kayo maghahanap ng keyboard nyo, hindi nyo hahanapin which letter is which kasi nga meron tayong ilaw. This one is really good. Maliwanag siya and it's bright enough kahit saan ko siya gamitin. And again, it's a 3 level so pwede nyo siyang ma-adjust depende sa kung anong gusto nyo. Syempre, if you want to conserve more battery, babaan nyo yung ilaw nyo dun sa ating keyboard. Pero if you want a brighter keyboard, of course, pwede siyang taasan pa. The layout is just nice. I mean, the function keys does have a smaller keys compared to the normal keys of this one, which is expected already. But typing on this one is really good. As for the touchpad, this one has a really large touchpad and it covers a lot of space dito, which is good for me. I mean, yes, it's a multi-touch touchpad, so you can do some gestures on this one that Windows 10 supports. But the best part is that you can, navigate, you can scroll, you can do a lot of things with a larger trackpad na hindi kayo masyadong malilimit, especially pag kailangan yung gumamit ng touchpad and wala kayong mouse and you're doing some little bit of Photoshop. Sabihin natin like a KV for your brand. And this one is really good pagdating doon. I can use it all day with this one. It's not the best that I've tried. I mean, there are a lot of touchpads na kasing ganda nito. There are a lot of touchpads na iba't iba ang kanilang functions, but this one is really good pagdating sa kanyang touchpad. And actually, again, for a first generation Realme notebook, they've done really well on this one. There's also a unique feature on this one as we got here the power button at the upper right side ng ating keyboard. Well, it's not just a power button because this round button is actually the fingerprint scanner din ng notebook. Yes, we have a fingerprint scanner on this one and I like the placement of this one because it's clean. It looks really neat for me. But the best part again is we got here the fingerprint scanner. Not all laptops has a fingerprint scanner and I like the placement that they've used dito sa fingerprint scanner. They placed this one sa taas ng delete instead of placing this one doon sa katabi ng touchpad or dun sa mismong touchpad, which is a little bit distracting if you're using the touchpad of the notebook. Again, we got here a really thin bezels on this one. It's a 90% screen to body ratio, but that doesn't mean na wala tayong webcam. We still got here the 720p webcam sa taas ng ating notebook. And of course, we got here yung ating 720p or HD webcam sa ating notebook, which is enough for most people na gustong gamitin tong notebook na to for Zoom, for video calls, or even for school. As you can see dito, the quality, well, it's not the best, but it will do its job just fine. And when it comes to microphone, you can hear this one coming from the Realme Book. Marami pa tayong pag-uusapan dito sa Realme Book. Again, we got here the 11th gen processor inside. It's an 1135 G7 processor. It comes with an Intel Iris Xe graphics. We've tried that before in my previous reviews ng mga notebooks at jamonline.ph and we were amazed with its performance. Not only does it offers a long battery life, Realme promises an 11 hours of battery life on this one, but I believe kaya niya umabot or malapit doon kasi nga ginagamit ko siya for days and napansin ko na matagal talaga yung kanyang battery life. For the RAM, we got here the 8 gigs na LPDDR4X na RAM. It comes with a 4266 MHz na clock speed. That is for the i5 version. Again, we got here the 1135 G7 and again for most people na nagwo-work, even for gaming, 1135 G7 will be just enough for you. The Intel Iris Xe graphics isn't Intel Arc na hindi palabas, but Intel Iris Xe is more than enough for most people na gusto lang ng casual games. Actually, I was able to play Valorant on this one, and yes, kaya ng Intel Iris Xe graphics. As for the storage, we got here the 512 gigs of SSD. So yes, it's an NVMe PCIe SSD na graphics. So mabilis naman siya. I was happy with it. You can check out my benchmark once my review of the notebook is up. But if you're planning on opening different files, transferring files from your external SSD to this one, mabilis yung transferring natin dito. Sobrang bilis. Even the booting ng ating Realme Book is really fast. Now, let's talk about the port of the Realme Book. First, we got here the USB-A port along with the headphone jack. The USB-A is actually a USB-A 3.1 Gen 1 na port. On the other side, we got here two USB-C ports. One of them is actually the USB-C 3.1 Gen 2, while the other one is actually a Thunderbolt 4 na port. You can recognize which one is which. I mean, the Thunderbolt 4 port comes with the sign na Thunderbolt 4 and it's only available doon sa ating i5 variant. As for the charger, this one comes with a 65 watts na charger and yes, it does use USB-C port. So gagamitin nyo lang kung alin man dito sa mga USB-C para sa charger nyo dito sa Realme Book. As for the Thunderbolt 4 port, I was actually surprised that we got here a Thunderbolt 4 port kasi this one is used for devices that supports it. I mean, if you have an external hard disk that supports Thunderbolt 4, you can have faster transfer speeds on this one. Basically, marami kayong magagawa with Thunderbolt 4, but of course, there are only a few devices that has that feature. But the best part for me is that you could use an external GPU on this one. Basically, if you have an external GPU, which is probably which will cost you a lot, pero you can do gaming on this one. You can plug in an external GPU. If you want a 20 series RTX graphics, plug it in on the Thunderbolt 4. You can do a lot with this notebook at this tin. Speaking of thin, this one is actually pretty thin. This one comes with a 14.9 millimeters thin na body. And again, it's a 14-inch laptop. So, this one is really portable. Kasyang-kasya siya sa backpack ko and wala akong nagiging problema sa kanyang size since manipis siya, magaan, and very portable. For the speakers, we got here na Harman Kardon Speakers, and yes, we got here the speaker grill dito sa baba ng ating notebook. Actually, the bottom of the notebook is really clean. Maganda siya tignan, and the stickers are all here, the Iris Xe, Intel Core i5, and the Windows 10. And as for the speakers, this one is quite loud. I didn't expect that it would have this loud na speaker. It isn't the clearest speaker that we have seen, that we have tried, but it's actually really good. It's actually, for its size, hindi ko na-expect na ganun siya kalakas. So, I really applaud the speaker of the Realme Book. So, inside this one is a dual fan na cooling system. Actually, I've been using it for days. I'm also actually surprised that the Realme Book does have a pretty good cooling system. I mean, the temps are good. It doesn't get really hot. I'm using it on my lap and I really don't have any problems with this one pagdating sa kanyang cooling. So, I haven't opened this one yet, maybe on our review, but so far, I was happy with the dual fan cooling system of the Realme Book. As for the battery, the Realme Book promises a 54 watt-hour of battery. They are promising an 11 hours of battery life on this one. I haven't fully tested when it comes to battery, but I'm pretty sure that this one will last really long. I've been using it without charging for days, and I'm really happy with everything on this one. So the Realme Book also comes with this PC Connect na feature. It's an app built in on the Realme Book. You can connect your Realme GT Master Edition, a smartphone or any notebook, any smartphones from Realme that has PC Connect. You can connect it to the Realme Book. And what does it do? Well, basically, you can cast your display of the smartphone over here. So, if nag-work kayo, productivity nyo hindi bababa because it's already here. Ma-access nyo yung phone nyo, transfer files, type on it, text, whatever. You can do that on the Realme Book. So that's it dito sa Realme Book. I mean, everything is really fine on this one. First, we got here a premium design, aluminum alloy chassis, very premium, very minimalistic design, easy to the eyes, maganda siya tignan. And second, I love the display of this one. It's a 2K display, 3:2 aspect ratio. So basically, you can have more productivity on this one. I actually like the 3:2 because instead of wider, this one is a little bit taller compared to 16:9. So I can, have side-by-side the windows dito. And I can work on this one better than expected. The keyboard is really clean. It's nice. And we got your large touchpad with this fingerprint scanner, which also serves as the power button of the notebook. The best part, there's a lot of best part dito. Another good thing about the Realme Book is the 11th gen processor. It's an Intel Core i5 1135G7 processor with Intel Iris Xe graphics. Whether you want to use it for productivity or for gaming, I'm pretty sure na kayang-kaya ng 1135G7. It's not, of course, meant for heavy or hardcore gaming, but it will do really fine sa mga casual games, even Valorant and Grand Theft Auto 5. So yes, I am already expecting that this one could run those games dito sa Realme Book. So I guess that's it dito sa ating first impressions ng Realme Book. It's a really nice laptop. everything is good, everything's fine, it's an excellent laptop, and I'm looking forward na ma-review pa ang notebook na to. So if you like this video, of course, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and be sure to click that subscribe button along with that bell button to get notified of our latest videos here sa aking YouTube channel. So once again, I am Jam, jamonline.ph. Thank you for watching and see you guys again sa susunod na video.